Good evening and welcome to Royals Field here in Marysville, New Brunswick, as we bring you the last of our New Brunswick series of baseball games that we'll be carrying on the CABC Baseball Network. This evening's game will feature the Moncton Mets, who will take on the Fredericton Royals. First pitch is slated for 7:30. It looks like that might be a little bit delayed, but we will take you through the starting lineups very quickly. First for the Moncton Mets, leading off and playing shortstop is number 7, Justin Cormier. Batting second, the DH, number 30, Sam Lund. Batting third, the second baseman, number 29, Nick St. Pierre. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 6, Sean Bartley. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 17, Colin Betts. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 14, Jackson Decker. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 3, Nick LeBlanc. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 25, Brian Smith. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 15, Seth Hartwell. The starting pitcher for the Moncton Mets is number 4, Don Goods. We will get to the Fredericton Royals lineup here in just a second. All right, we'll quickly go through the starting lineup here for the Fredericton Royals, starting at shortstop, number 6, Craig Oliver. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 43, Adam Esty. Batting third and playing left field, number 1, Nikhil Hawley. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 5, Dmitry Shakatko. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 25, Corey Kavanaugh. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 13, Corey Wood. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 10, Josh McDonald. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 30, Tyler Charette. And batting ninth and doing the catching this evening for the Royals is number 7, Kyle Brown. The starting pitcher for Fredericton is right-hander Shane Sullivan. We are about a couple of minutes away from first pitch here at Royals Field in Marysville, New Brunswick. The umpires for this game, down at first base is Matt Whipple. At third base is Josh Humphrey. And calling the balls and strikes this evening is Kyle Woodworth. We're about 2 minutes away from opening pitch. Beautiful night for baseball here in Marysville. We'll be right back with the opening pitch here in a couple of minutes. So we are all set to go here, top of the first inning in this contest between the Moncton Mets and Fredericton Royals. Shane Sullivan delivers his first pitch of the game, which is a called ball one. And we are underway here as shortstop Justin Cormier gets things going for the Moncton Mets. He hits a high chopper to first base. Kavanaugh going to get that one himself. He'll run over and step on first. And Cormier is retired for the first out here in the top of the first inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Sam Lund. The DH, Lund.
So the young right-hander Sullivan able to retire the first batter in this game, as he will now face designated hitter Sam Lund. He delivers a pitch there for strike one. Sullivan on the year, 2 wins and 1 loss. In 23 innings of work, he sports a .335 ERA as Lund fouls that one off to the left side for strike 2.
That ball's going to play remain property of the Fredericton Royals. Take those baseballs to the ticket booth in exchange for a DQ coupon.
So the count now 0-2. Here's the pitch from Sullivan in on the hands. That one going to get fouled away. As we see Nick St. Pierre waiting there on deck. He'll bat third this inning for the Mets. Busy week for the Mets so far as they are currently playing game number 4 out of 5 this week. As a little check swing there fouled off over by the Fredericton dugout. All the way back to last Sunday, a game that we carried at Kiwanis Park. The Mets defeated the St. John Alpines 3-1 in that game as that pitch just misses inside. On the 21st, they made the trip over to PEI to play the Charlottetown Islanders and lost a nail-biter over there by a score of 2-1. And then last evening in another game that we carried down in the Port City, the Mets dropped that contest by a score of 4-1. Relatively light week for the Royals so far. They were up in the Miramichi last night, and probably one of the most wild games that I've seen in a while during my time watching baseball here and growing up. So the Royals had an 8-1 lead in that one. Ended up squandering that lead and losing 16-11 to the Chatham Ironmen. And like I said, the only way to describe that game was pretty much wild. As we were watching that one, as Aaron McKenna and I were streaming the game down in St. John last night. Appreciate the Alpines organization having us in for a game, as well as the Moncton Mets who have had us in for a couple of games as well. That ball hit on the ground towards shortstop. Nice play there by Craig Oliver. Strong throw across the diamond. And in time to retire Sam Lund for the second out here in the top of the first.
Second baseman number 29, Nick St. Pierre. Second base, St. Pierre.
So 2 outs now here in the top of the first. That will bring up Mets second baseman Nick St. Pierre as he digs in for his first at bat of the evening against Royals right-hander Shane Sullivan. Little cutter on the outside corner that misses for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to count here. Here's the pitch from Sullivan. That one going to miss down and in for ball 2. And just underway here, top of the first inning from Royals Field. Good hack there by St. Pierre as he fouls that one into the netting for strike 1. Been a bit of a scorcher here in the capital city today. Starting to cool off a little bit here on Baseball Hill, though. There's a little bit of a breeze starting to roll through. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Sullivan. That pitch going to get popped up over by the Royals dugout, and that will be out of play as well. Evens the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That slider going to miss outside for ball 3. So full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes here on the second baseman, Nick St. Pierre. Pretty good crowd filtering in here at the park as that ball hit on a line to first base, and nice grab there by first baseman Corey Cavanaugh as he reaches to his right, able to bring that one in for the third out.
No runs on no hits. There were no errors and no man left on base. Park 1 having a play. It is Moncton 0 and Fredericton coming to bat. And before to hold on to your entrance ticket stubs, have a number of door prizes this evening. Your door prizes are up right here in the Irving Honda press
So
box.
for the Mets in the top half of the first inning, no runs on no hits. There were no Fredericton errors, and there were no runners left on base. The score after 1/2 inning of play, it is the Moncton Mets no score, with the Fredericton Royals coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning as Moncton left-hander Don Goods makes his way to the mound. We'll take a short break here. New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by CABC Baseball. We'll be right back for the bottom of the first in a couple of minutes.
Oliver! Shortstop, Oliver!
Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning here from Royals Field in Marysville. Right-hander Shane Sullivan gets through a clean top of the first, and we are now off to the bottom of the first with shortstop Craig Oliver leading things off for the Royals, as they will be facing Moncton left-hander Don Goods this evening. As he delivers his first pitch of the game, it misses outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one taken outside for ball 2. Goods on the year, 0 for 4 in 28 2/3 innings of work. Has been fairly effective in the games that he has worked, though, as that record certainly does not reflect the way he's thrown in the games that he has. He's carrying a 3.17 ERA into this game right now with 39 strikeouts. As Craig Oliver takes a big hack at that, he tips that into the mid of catcher Nick LeBlanc for strike 1. So the count, 2 balls and 1 strike on Oliver. Designated hitter Adam Esty due up second this inning. And it will be the left fielder Nikhil Hawley due up third. 2-1 pitch from Goods. Nice looking slider on the inside corner for strike 2. Looked like Oliver might have been looking for something over the plate there, and that pitch kind of caught him off guard as it goes over the inside corner. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one chopped towards second base. High hop there for Nick St. Pierre. He gets that on to first. And Craig Oliver retired for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Adam Esty, the DH, Esty.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That will bring up designated hitter Adam Esty, who digs in for his first plate appearance of the night. First pitch delivered and in there for strike 1 to Esty. That pitch going to be a called strike. A little bit of a check swing there from Esty, but called strike 2.
Hey, Mike, you can turn that up a bit if you want. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but no.
So the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Adam Esty. Here's the pitch from Goods. That one swung on and missed. And Esty down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Right fielder number 1, Nikhil Hawley. Right field, Hawley.
Interesting message comes up on the stream from Hugh Hawley. Hugh, I'm not going to try and pronounce the lake that you're at, but pretty cool to see at 11 p.m. You're over in Iceland watching this game live right now. That curveball drops in for strike 1 to left fielder Nikhil Hawley. And no score here. Bottom of the first inning, just underway here at Royals Field between the Moncton Mets and Fredericton Royals. Thank you so much for taking some time to join us here on our live stream. That fastball is going to get fouled back and out of play. Sounded like a bit of an expensive foul ball on that one. So the count 0-2 here on the left fielder, Hawley. Here's the pitch from Goods. That one popped up behind the dish. Nick LeBlanc going to give it a look, but that one is going to sail just out of play. So Hawley going to keep himself alive here in this at-bat. Hawley on the year batting .444. He has 8 hits and 18 at-bats. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs to show for so far as he swings and misses that one. And both pitchers trade clean innings here in the first inning as Goods sits down the Royals in the bottom of the first in order.
And no man left on base. You start the one complete.
For the Royals in the bottom half of the first inning, no runs on no hits. There were no Moncton errors, and there were no runners left on base. The score after one complete inning of play here at Royals Field, it is the Moncton Mets 0, the Fredericton Royals 0. We're going to take a quick break here as we settle in and watch Shane Sullivan make his way back out to the mound. New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action here on Baseball for Breast Cancer Night, being put on by the Fredericton Royals. Great crowd filtering into the park here still. We'll be right back here in a couple of minutes for the top of the second.
Martley.
So both teams down in order in the bottom, or in the first inning, excuse me. We're on to the top of the second now with Moncton right fielder Sean Bartley set to lead things off. He'll be followed by left fielder Colin Betts. As that one dribbled down the first baseline, it's going to get taken by Shane Sullivan, and he'll just take it to the bag himself. And he beats Bartley by about half a step for the first out here in the
number 17, Colin Betts.
Top of the second inning.
Betts.
The old one unassisted. You don't see those very often. So one out. That's going to bring up left fielder and 22U player Colin Betts for his first at bat of the evening. He takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike one. That pitch misses for a ball. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Center fielder Jackson Decker due up third this inning. That ball ripped to first base. Good play there by Corey Cavanaugh. He's going to step on the bag.
Now batting, center fielder number 14, Jackson Decker.
Couple of unassisted plays now by the Royals here in the top of the second inning. Have the Mets with 2 outs. Center fielder Jackson Decker going to dig in now. Try and get things going for the Mets against Fredericton right-hander Shane Sullivan, who draws the start here tonight. Decker on the year batting .267. He has 8 hits and 30 at-bats, 2 doubles and a home run. Also has 3 RBIs in the year as he's currently down 1-2 in this count now as that fastball misses outside for ball 2. Evens the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch swung on and missed. And Decker down on strikes.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and no man left on base. Score for 1.5 innings. It is Moncton 0 and Fredericton 0. And a couple birthdays to announce this evening. Happy birthday to Julia Hoyt. And also a big happy birthday to Royal Volunteer And Joanne Moore, I think it's her 29th this evening. Happy birthday, Joanne.
So for the Mets in the top half of the second inning, no runs on no hits. There were no Fredericton errors, no runners left on base. We very quickly head to the bottom of the second inning in this one here at Royals Field in Marysville, New Brunswick. The score remains the Moncton Mets 0, the Fredericton Royals 0. We will take a very quick break here. New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action being brought to you by the CABC Baseball Network. Dan Esty on the call with you here this evening. Hope you've enjoyed all of our streams throughout our time here in New Brunswick. If you're watching on the stream tonight, make sure you drop us a note in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the second inning in a few minutes. Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here at Royals Field. 2-0s up on the board so far as both pitchers have been perfect through their time on the mound. Left-hander Don Goods makes his way back out to the mound for the Mets as he will face 4-5-6 here for the Fredericton Royals. Starting off with third baseman Dimitri Shikako as he fouls a ball off down the first base line, and we'll have to go and retrieve a new piece of lumber as it looks like that one might be done for the evening. First baseman Corey Kavanaugh due up second in the inning. The center fielder Corey Wood due up third. Again, we've talked about our time here. I've been home for about close to 3 weeks now. Will be game number 5 that we've covered throughout our time here in the province. A few trips to Moncton. We've had a trip up to the Miramichi to watch a game up there. St. John last night. We're finishing up here with a game in Fredericton, and certainly the support has been felt as that pitch misses outside for ball 1, as we've had lots of visitors at each of the locations that we've went to. So to all the folks following along, whether you're watching the game tonight or watched one of the other games throughout our time here, thank you for the support of the website as well as the live stream, as that one's in on the hands and fouled off for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count here on the third baseman, Shikako. Goods comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. A fastball that misses outside for ball 2. Again, great to see such a nice crowd continuing to roll into the field here. Looks like we still see a few people coming in the front gate. 2-2 pitch, slider hit towards center field. That's going to send Decker back to the wall. And that's going to get down and short hop the wall in center field. Chicago on his way to second. And he will be in there with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the second inning for the Fredericton Royals.
Going back to the Royals, first baseman number 25, Corey Kavanaugh. First base, Kavanaugh.
So the first hit of the evening goes to the Fredericton Royals as Dimitri Shikako rips a double that short hops the wall in center field. That will bring up the first baseman, Corey Kavanaugh. First pitch to Kavanaugh, misses down for ball 1. Kavanaugh in the year batting .314. 16 hits and 51 at bats. 4 doubles and 2 home runs. Currently has 9 RBIs and scored 5 times. So he's going to call time at the plate. Looks like we just have a brief delay down the left field line, but looks like everything's good now. So the count 1-0 here on Kavanaugh. Goods has his sign and comes set. Here's the pitch. Good hack there. That one fouled back and out of play. So the count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chicago certainly having a great year for himself as well, too, as he currently stands at second base. That double was his 4th on the season to go along with 6 home runs. 21 RBIs. Would have to think that both of those are very close to, if not leading the league right now. So the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Corey Kavanaugh. We play here bottom of the 2nd inning, no score, but the Royals threatening here with a base runner at second, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Goods. Swung on and missed by Kavanaugh.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 13, Corey Wood. Center field, Wood.
So Kavanaugh down on strikes for the first out here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Apologies there as we forgot to flip our scoreboard over, so should be good now with 1 out here. Chicago with a big league out at second. Curveball, that one's going to be popped back and out of play by Wood for strike 1. Wood batting .282 on the season. 11 hits in 39 at bats. 1 double, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He's come around to score 9 times as he takes that pitch down for ball 1. It's the 2nd time that we've seen Goods pitch since I've been home, and certainly he knows how to pitch in a sense that he'll mix speeds, locations, various times to the plate, and certainly keeps batters and runners off balance. That slider is going to miss outside for ball 2. Goods is the import player for the Moncton Mets as he makes his way here from Oklahoma. So he'll come set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one going to miss down for ball 3. So the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. So Chicago the runner at second. Corey Wood at the plate. Count is 3-1. 1 out here, bottom of the 2nd inning, no score. Here's the pitch. That fastball is going to get taken outside.
Now batting for the Royals, the left fielder, number 10, Josh McDonald. Left field, McDonald.
So the Royals now with runners at first and second base, and as much as you don't want base runners, that probably not going to hurt too much now, as it does put the double play back in order here for the Mets, as left fielder Josh McDonald will make his way to the plate for his first at bat of the evening. He'll take a first pitch strike from Goods. McDonald batting .385 on the season. 15 hits and 39 appearances. He has 1 double, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and has come around to score 6 runs. That pitch going to get fouled off down the third base line. So the count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Dimitri Chicago, the runner at second. Corey Wood, the runner at first. Goods with the long look in. He has the sign he wants now and comes set. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss down and away for ball 1. Again, no score here between the Moncton Mets and Fredericton Royals. On baseball for breast cancer night here at Royals Field. Just a wonderful crowd that has filtered into the park here in Marysville. That pitch going to get fouled off. That catches a piece of catcher Nick LeBlanc. So plate umpire Kyle Woodworth going to go for a walk here to get a new ball from, or give the pitcher a new ball. I'll give LeBlanc a second here. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on the left fielder McDonald. Here's the pitch from Goods. That one handy to the outside corner, but just misses for a ball. So the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game, the only game on the schedule tonight in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. Big doubleheader tomorrow, though, as the Charlottetown Islanders will make their way to Chatham for a doubleheader with the Ironmen as that ball dribbled to first base. Seth Harquell will pick that one up and tag the bag himself for the second out of the inning.
Coming back to the Royals, the second baseman, number 30, Tyler Charette. Second base, Charette.
So both runners going to advance on that little dribbler to first. And that's going to bring up the second baseman for the Fredericton Royals this evening, Tyler Charette. Charette takes that pitch for ball 1. Charette on the year batting .261. He has 6 hits and 23 appearances. That pitch is going to catch a piece of Charette and then catches a piece of Nick LeBlanc for the second time this inning.
Coming back to the Royals, the catcher, number 7, Kyle Brown. The catcher, Brown.
So the Royals with the bases loaded here now with 2 outs as they continue to try and manufacture a run here off Moncton left-hander Don Goods. It will be the catcher and number 9 hitter Kyle Brown who now digs in for the Royals. First pitch from Goods. That fastball hit down the line. And that is going to drop fair into left field. Left fielder up to the clean. Here's the throw to the plate. And the throw gets there clean, but Wood able to beat the throw across the plate. And that is a 2-run single for Kyle Brown. And the Royals open the scoring in this one now by a score of 2-0.
Oliver, the shortstop, Oliver.
So nice pacey hitting there by Kyle Brown as he just punches that one to left field. That's the first pitch to Craig Oliver, misses outside for ball one. Oliver 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to second base in his first plate appearance of the evening. Here's the 1-0 pitch in on the hands. That one going to get hit to left field as well, and that will get down for a single. Charette going to get the stop sign at third base from Coach Mike Lynn. And the Royals once again have the bases loaded here. A dangerous hitter in Adam Esty coming to the plate.
Number 43, Adam Esty. The DH, Esty.
So Esty coming to the plate. We will have a quick trip to the mound, though, by the Moncton coaching staff as they go and try and get everything sorted out here with their defense, as well as pitcher Don Goods. Esty so far this year only hitting .227. He was down for a little while with an injury, which kept him out of play. He only has 5 hits on the year and 22 at-bats. One of those hits a double, another one a home run. He also has 3 RBIs and has come around to score 5 times in those 22 at-bats. So he'll settle in here to face Don Goods for the second time this evening. Struck out in his first plate appearance. First pitch, a little curveball that misses the outside corner for strike one, or ball one, excuse me. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Goods. That one fouled straight back into the netting for strike one. And 2-0 Fredericton Royals here in the bottom half of the second inning on the power of a 2-run single off the bat of catcher Kyle Brown. They still have the bases loaded here with 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Esty. Little slider, that's going to get fouled back and out of play as well. And Esty not too happy with himself on that swing. I think he had a pitch that he definitely could have did a little bit more with there and ends up fouling it out of play. So that makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tyler Charette, the runner at third. Kyle Brown, the runner at second. Craig Oliver, the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground to second base. St. Pierre with it. Flips on to Justin Cormier at second. And they retire Craig Oliver there for the third out of the inning.
Bottom of the second inning, the Royals scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There are no Moncton errors and 2 men left on bases for after 2 complete innings of play. It is Fredericton 2 and Moncton 0. Fans the Royals would like to thank their sponsors and business partners for 2026. Citizen Building Contractors, TRL Solutions, DQ, Riverview Honda, Josh Dennis, Insurance.
So for the Fredericton Royals, they break the scoring open in this game as they get 2 runs on 4 hits. There were no Moncton errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. The score after 2 complete innings of play, it is the Fredericton Royals 2, the Moncton Mets no score. Again, as we bring you our live broadcast here on Baseball for Breast Cancer Night at Royals Field here in Marysville. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for some more New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by the CABC Baseball Network. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. Top of the third inning here at Royals Field. Fredericton broke open this game in the last inning as they get a two-run single from catcher Kyle Brown, as they have a 2-0 lead right now, and lead-off batter catcher Nick LeBlanc's going to ground out to second base.
Third baseman number 25.
For the first out here in the top of the third inning.
Smith.
That will bring up Moncton third baseman Brian Smith, who will bat second this inning. It will be the first baseman, Seth Harquail, who waits on deck. He is due up third. First pitch from Shane Sullivan, down and in for ball one. That pitch misses for a ball as well. Smith on the year, batting .152. 7 hits and 46 at bats as he takes that pitch for ball three. 1 double and 5 RBIs, as well as 3 runs for Smith in his 2026 campaign. That pitch going to miss up and away. And that is a 4-pitch walk for Smith as he makes his way down to first.
Now batting for the Mets. First baseman number 15, Seth Harquail. First base, Harquail.
So that will bring up the Moncton first baseman and number 9 hitter this evening, Seth Harquail. Harquail, one of 2 AP players in the lineup tonight for the Mets. So he gets the call up from the 22U Mets club. Very limited action for him, only 11 at bats. He has 1 hit. Here's the pitch from Sullivan. That one's going to find the inside part of the plate for strike one. 1-1 the count. So Harquail steps out for a second. He's back in and ready to go. Show is Sullivan. Here's the pitch. That one in on the hands, hitting the ground to short. Oliver flips to second, on to first. There's a nifty-looking 6-4-3 double play there by the Royals defense. As that is all for the Mets here in the top half of the third inning.
Third inning, the Mets were no runs and no hits. Royals errors and moment left on base to score after 2 1/2 innings. It is the Royals 2 and the Mets 0.
So for the Mets in the top half of the third inning, no runs on no hits. There were no Fredericton errors, and they leave no runners on base. The score after 2 1/2 innings of play, it remains the Fredericton Royals 2 and the Moncton Mets no score. We'll take a quick break here on Baseball for Breast Cancer Night here at Royals Field. Also, coming up in the 5th inning, we're going to have the Saunders family bursary. They're going to be here doing a draw for some prizes as they continue to raise money for kids here locally that have been traveling to different locations to further their academics as well as their baseball careers. We'll get into that a little bit more later in the game, but that draw going to be coming up, I believe, after the top half of the 5th inning, so stay tuned for that later in the game. We'll be right back here in a minute for more New Brunswick Senior Baseball League action brought to you by the CABC Baseball Network. We'll be right back.
field, Holly.
Welcome back. Bottom half of the third inning in this one. The Fredericton Royals currently lead this game by a score of 2-0 on the power of a 2-run single off the bat of catcher Kyle Brown. Back in the second inning, it will be left fielder Nikhil Hawley to lead things off here for the Royals. Third baseman Dmitry Shikatko due up second. That ball ripped down the third baseline, and it is just foul. That will be the first baseman Corey Kavanaugh due up third. So the count 0-1. Here's the pitch from Goods. That one belted to left field, and that is going to get inside the line and fair as that's going to roll into the corner. Nikhil Hawley makes his way around first into second. Very close play, but just gets into the bag in time. And that's a leadoff double for Nikhil Hawley here in the bottom of the third.
The third baseman, number 5, Dmitry Shikatko. Third base, Shikatko.
So the leadoff double, the second on the night for the Royals, the first hit on the evening for Hawley. And that will bring up the third baseman, Dmitry Shikatko, who also had a double in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch from Goods. That one fouled into the netting for strike one. So we talked a little bit about Shikatko early in the game and certainly having a great season, 21 RBIs, as I do believe leads the league right now, as well as his 6 home runs that he's hit. So you'd have to consider that's going to put him in consideration here in about 3 or 4 weeks' time when the Nationals roll around in Miramichi. He could be a target for one of the 2 teams that are going this year. That pitch misses down from Don Goods for ball 1. And 2-0 Fredericton Royals here as we play in the bottom of the second inning. We see shortstop Justin Cormier creeping in there at second base. Couple of looks, but no throw. Here's the pitch. That one hit on the ground hard by Shikatko. Seth Harkwell going to make the play. But Nikhil Hawley going to make his way to third.
Coming back for the Royals, the first baseman, number 25, Corey Kavanaugh. First base, Kavanaugh.
So Corey Kavanaugh going to step in here. 1 out runner on third for the Royals. Kavanaugh 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in his first at bat back in the second inning. First pitch to Kavanaugh. Misses down and in for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kavanaugh. That one belted to center field. Decker looks up, and that one is out of here. It's a 2-run home run for Corey Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh comes across the plate. That 2-run bomb extends the Fredericton lead now to 4-0.
Coming up to the Royals, the center fielder, number 13, Corey Wood.
That ball, you can tell right off the bat, had a little bit of carry on it here as we see the flag out in center field. Kind of blowing out the left center. Good piece there from Kavanaugh regardless, and the Fredericton lead now up to 4-0. That ball absolutely belted to right field. Corey Wood going to make his way around the bases with that solo shot as him and Kavanaugh go back-to-back here in the third inning. And the Royals extend their lead further in this one. They now lead 5-0.
Now batting for the Royals, the left fielder, number 10, Josh McDonald. Left field, McDonald.
So a quick trip to the mound there by catcher Nick LeBlanc. He has a quick word with lefty Don Goods. As the Royals have exploded for 3 more runs here in the bottom of the third inning and currently lead this game now 5-0 as that slow curveball misses outside for ball 1. Josh McDonald, the batter now for the Royals. 0 for 1, grounded out to first base in his first plate appearance. Here's the pitch from Goods. Fastball hit on the ground to second base. Good play there by St. Pierre. He throws on to Harquail at first. Josh McDonald retired for the second out here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Royals, the second baseman, number 30, Tyler Charette. Second base, Charette.
So 2 outs here now. That will bring up Royals second baseman Tyler Charette. Charette was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat of the evening. First pitch from Goods, changeup in there for strike 1. And after the Royals have picked on his fastball a little bit here in the third inning, you see him starting to mix in a few more pitches now, especially that changeup. So he throws another one there. That one hit down the right field line, and that is going to drop in fair. Charette going to make his way to first as right fielder Sean Bartley collects that one and gets it back into the infield.
Coming back to the Royals, the catcher, number 7, Kyle Brown. The catcher, Brown.
So Kyle Brown going to make his way to the plate now. He got the party started here for Fredericton back in the bottom of the second inning as he had a 2-run single to get Fredericton on the board. Curveball going to miss just up for ball 1. Couple of long balls here in the third inning have propelled the Royals to a 5-0 lead in this game now. Corey Kavanaugh with a 2-run bomb followed by a solo shot off the bat of Corey Wood. That pitch is fouled back to the backstop for strike 1. So the count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike is. Looks like we're going to get a visit here to the mound in the middle of an at-bat, so it looks like this might be for an injury. So we're going to take a quick break here in the action. We do have a runner at first base for the Royals. 2 outs as the Moncton coaching staff goes to have a peek at Goods. We'll be right back with more action here from Royals Field in a couple of minutes. So we are going to have a couple of defensive changes here for the Moncton Mets as Don Goods exits this game. It looks like it's probably an arm injury. He's kind of shaking his left arm around there a little bit as he was leaving the field. But so defensively, now pitching for the Mets is going to be number 25, Brian Smith, as he makes his way in to throw a few warm-up pitches here. The Mets will now lose their DH, Sam Lund, out of the game as veteran Jesse Malone going to make his way in. He'll play third base in place of Smith. And Kyle Brown going to make his way back to the plate now.
Is this good or is this?
That pitch in there for strike one from Brian Smith. And we have covered a couple of Moncton games during my time that I have returned home. As that pitch is going to be popped up to short left center field. The left fielder out there going to make the catch as Colin Betts catches that one. Smith not too well known for his pitching exploits. He's only got 3 innings on the year right now without a decision. So we'll see how far he ends up going in this game. But the Royals able to pad their lead a little bit in this one as they use the long ball with back-to-back shots from Corey Kavanaugh and Corey Wood, as they now extend the Fredericton lead to 5-0. So for the Royals in that inning, 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no Moncton errors and 1 runner left on base. So the score after 3 complete innings of play here at Royals Field, it is the Fredericton Royals 5, the Moncton Mets no score. Right-hander Shane Sullivan makes his way back out to the mound. We're going to take a quick pause, though, as he does his warm-ups on Baseball for Breast Cancer Night here at Royals Field. We'll be right back in a few minutes, continuing coverage of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League, brought to you by the CABC Baseball Network. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. We are into the top of the 4th inning as the sun starts to set here on Baseball Hill in Marysville. Moncton shortstop Justin Cormier takes strike 1 from right-hander Shane Sullivan. Cormier 0 for 1 this evening. He grounded out to first as that ball is belted towards right center field. And that is going to get down and into the gap as the Royals outfielders converge on that. But Cormier going to make his way into second base. And the Mets have a leadoff double here in the top half of the 4th inning.
Third baseman, number 11, Jesse Malone. Third base, Malone.
So the Mets finally crack into the hit column here tonight, as that is their first on the evening. And that will bring up third baseman Jesse Malone for his first at bat. Malone a part of those defensive changes made by the Mets last inning, as starting pitcher Don Goods made his way out of the game with an injury. So third baseman Brian Smith in to pitch, and Malone now playing at third base for Moncton. He takes that pitch in there for strike 1. Count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Cormier, the runner at second, takes his lead. Here's the pitch from Sullivan. Fastball in there for strike 2. So the count now even. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My apologies. Here's the pitch. Fastball, that one tipped into the glove of Kyle Brown. And he'll hang on for strike 3.
Now batting, second baseman number 29.
Malone is down on strikes here for the first out in the inning.
St. Pierre.
So 1 out now. Moncton second baseman Nick St. Pierre digs in for his second at bat. 0 for 1 on the evening. He hit an absolute laser beam to Corey Kavanaugh at first, which was caught back in the first inning. That first pitch misses up and away for ball 1. Cormier, the runner, at second. He takes his lead. Good hack there from St. Pierre as he fouls that one into the backstop for strike 1. So the count even, 1 and 1. Here's the pitch. The changeup hit up the middle. Craig Oliver makes the play. He'll throw to first in time to retire St. Pierre.
Now batting, right fielder number 6, Sean Hartley. Right
So
field,
2 outs now.
Hartley.
Cormier advances to third base on that last ground out. And that's going to bring up the Moncton right fielder, Sean Bartley, who grounded out back to the pitcher. Back in the second inning to lead off. The unconventional 1 unassisted on the little dribbler down the first base line that Sullivan took to the bag himself. That pitch misses down and in for a ball. So the count now 2 balls, no strikes. Sullivan going to go for a little bit of a walk here on the mound. Nice breeze starting to come through Baseball Hill here now after a very hot day. Is Bartley going to pop that one up into short left center field. And that is going to go off the end of the glove of Craig Oliver, who made a valiant attempt at that one, but just ends up going off the end of his glove.
Now batting for the Mets, left fielder number 17, Colin Betts.
So tough play there by Oliver. So that one just ticks off the end of his glove on the dive. So that will go as a hit to Sean Bartley as well as an RBI. And the Mets crack into the run column in this one now as they trail 5-1 in this game. Heads up base running there by Bartley as he got out of the box quickly on that one. Ends up on second base with good hustle. That ball belted into center field. Bartley going to get the wave at third. Here comes the throw in from the outfield. Cut off. And Kavanaugh couldn't dig that one out of his glove as they pretty much had Colin Betts dead to rights at second base, but he'll get in there safely. And back-to-back RBI hits here from the Moncton Mets have them right back in this game now as they trail 5-2.
Center fielder number 14, Jackson Decker. Center field, Decker.
Yes. So that will bring up Moncton center fielder Jackson Decker for his second at bat. Struck out back in the second inning in his first plate appearance. The Mets have gotten hits from Sean Bartley and Colin Betts here, which have both cashed in a run. Nice slider there that gets Decker way out in front of that for strike 2. So the Mets have cut into this Fredericton lead a little bit here now as they only trail by 3. Score 5-2 right now. Decker down in this count, though, 0-2. As Betts takes his lead at second base. Here's the pitch from Sullivan. Another slider in the dirt. Good block there from Kyle Brown. Keeps that one off the chest protector and just in front of him. One-two pitch from Sullivan. Fastball misses outside for ball 2. Catcher Nick LeBlanc waits on deck if this inning is extended. The Mets already with 2 runs here in this inning. Another one in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Sullivan. That's going to get fouled back and out of play. Just narrowly missing a card. I remember all too well my years of ball chasing up here. Once that ball starts going down the hill, you're going for a little bit of a run to go get it. 2-2 pitch. That curveball is going to find the inside corner. Much to the dismay of Jackson Decker as he slowly makes his walk back to the dugout.
Bottom of the 4th inning, the Mets scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Royals errors and 1 man left on base to score for 3 1/2 innings. It is the Royals 5 and the Mets 2. Fan time now. We have our 4th inning direction. It's a Jim Gilbert out of the game. Let's see who's coming out of the dugout this evening.
So for the Mets,
with the Bear
in the top of the 4th inning, they scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Fredericton errors, and they had 1 runner left on base. The score after 3 1/2 innings of play here at Royals Field in Marysville.
It's number 1, Nikhil Hawley. Nikhil out looking for a hug from the fans.
As Nikhil Hawley goes for a walk with the Jim Gilbert Wheels for Deals hug of the game. So we're going to take a quick break here between innings as Brian Smith makes his way back out to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. We'll be right back with continued action here from the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League, brought to you by CABC Baseball Network. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, bottom of the 4th inning as we get things underway here with Royals shortstop Craig Oliver. So he's going to take one off the hip, and he'll make his way down to first base.
Now running for the Royals, the designated hitter number 43, Adam Epstein. The DH, Epstein.
Second hit batter of the night for the Royals as Oliver makes his way down to first. So Oliver so far on the evening, 1 for 2 with the single and the hit by pitch. So he waits at first base as he takes his lead now for designated hitter Adam Esty, who digs in. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The fielder's choice is Oliver doesn't waste any time. He's on the move on the first pitch, and he gets in there safely into second base with a stolen base. That first pitch, a ball to Esty. So the count 1-0. While we got a quick break here, we will go through our in-game recap so far this evening, brought to you by Benny's Sportswear in Windsor. Bottom of the second inning, the Royals opened the scoring in this one with a 2-run single off the bat of Kyle Brown. They followed that up with the third inning, adding 3 more runs on a pair of home runs, a 2-run shot off the bat of first baseman Corey Kavanaugh, followed by a solo shot from center fielder Corey Wood. And then in the top of the fourth inning, Moncton able to get back into this game a little bit as they got RBI singles off the bat of Sean Bartley, Colin Betts, and that's where we stand now with a 5-2 count. So that 4-pitch walk is now going to put runners at the corners, as during our recap, Greg Oliver stole third base.
Number 1, Nikhil Ollie. Right field, Ollie.
That ball skips in the dirt, scooped up there by catcher Nick LeBlanc for ball 1 to left fielder Nikhil Hawley. Hawley 1 for 2 on the evening with a double and a run scored. Runner is on the move there, and they'll be able to take their time getting there now as that pitch catches Hawley in the hip.
Coming back for the Royals, the third baseman, number 5, Dmitry Shakotko. Third base, Shakotko.
So the base is full now with nobody out. And probably one of the most dangerous hitters in the province right now, in Dmitry Shakotko, stepping into the plate to face Brian Smith. First pitch. Going to miss outside for ball 1. Certainly you can see throughout the week the Moncton pitching depth getting tested a little bit here. As I said, this is their 4th game of the week, going back to Sunday. They still have another game this coming Sunday at home as well. So certainly some folks playing some positions right now they're probably not too accustomed to. That pitch is going to miss down for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike now the count on Shakotko. Two 2-1 pitch from Smith. That one is going to catch Shakotko in the wrist. And he'll make his way to first. And we'll pick up an RBI on that play with the hit pitch.
Coming back for the Royals, the first baseman, number 25, Corey Kavanaugh. First base, Kavanaugh.
So Craig Oliver makes his way across the plate with the 6th run of the night for the Fredericton Royals. They lead now 6-2. First baseman Corey Kavanaugh going to dig in now. Kavanaugh 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And a home run in his last at bat as he belts that one to left field. 1 run going to come across. Nikhil Hawley going to get the stop sign at third base.
Coming back to the Royals, the center fielder, number 13, Corey Wood. Center field, Wood.
So 2nd hit of the night for Kavanaugh as he collects his 3rd RBI. And the Royals extend their lead now to 7-2. As the other Corey Wood now steps in. He hits a ball on the ground to second base. St. Pierre able to get the lead runner at second. And Wood going to reach on the fielder's choice. That does bring another run across. No RBI in that play, but the Royals do extend their lead now to 8-2.
Left fielder number 10, Josh McDonald. Left field, McDonald.
So that is the first out of the inning. So we have Dimitri Chicago at third base, Wood at first on the fielder's choice, and that curveball drops into Fredericton left fielder Josh McDonald for strike one. That pitch low and in for a ball. 2-1 now the count on McDonald. That pitch misses away for ball three. 3 balls, 1 strikes now the count. Here's the pitch from Smith. That's going to miss outside for a ball. McDonald going to make his way to first.
Behind press box, the dry cold beverages.
So we do have a trip to the mound here by Brandon Hillier as he goes out to chat with Brian Smith as well as the rest of the defense for the Moncton Mets. Currently sitting at an 8-2 score here for the Royals in this one over the Moncton Mets. They have the bases loaded with 1 out. And it'll be Fredericton's second baseman, Tyler Charette, who digs in here now for this at bat. Charette 1 for 1. He had a single back in the third inning, hit by a pitch in the second inning as he takes strike one there from Moncton right-hander Brian Smith, who took over in this game a couple of innings ago. That pitch down in the dirt. It's going to get past LeBlanc to the backstop. That will bring Chicago across the plate. And the score now 9-2 for Fredericton. That pitch misses for a ball, so the count even now 1-1. Couple of Royals still on base here at second and third as that pitch misses outside to Charette for ball 3. Here's the pitch. 3-1 curveball that drops in there for strike 2. That is how you pitch backwards right there. Full count pitch coming to Charette. That one hit off the end of the bat towards shortstop. Cormier charges, makes a strong throw to first. And able to retire Charette. But the Royals do get another run across.
Going back to the Royals, the catcher number 7, Kyle Brown. The catcher, Brown.
So Charette does pick up an RBI on the ground out. My apologies from earlier, as our official score up here has told me that is an RBI on the play that Corey Wood had as well earlier in the inning. So we will credit him with that as well. That curveball just misses outside for a ball. Josh McDonald, the runner at third right now. 2-0 count on the batter, Kyle Brown, who takes strike one. Brown 1 for 2 on the evening, had a single back in the second with a pair of RBIs. Flew out to left field in the third. That pitch going to miss inside for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. That pitch way outside for ball 4. So Brown going to make his way to first.
Shortstop number 6, Craig Oliver. Shortstop Oliver.
So we're back to the top of the order here for the Royals with Craig Oliver coming to the dish. Oliver 1 for 2, a single. Grounded out to second. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat, which was the first batter in this inning. So the Royals have gone through the order in this one. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. That one missing outside as well for ball 2. And Royals with a 10-2 lead in this one right now as we play in the bottom of the 4th. Big hack there from Oliver. See, comes up empty on that pitch for strike 1. So Smith with a look in here. He has his sign. Here comes the pitch. It's going to miss outside for a ball. And certainly the Mets a little bit short-staffed here tonight as they only had a couple of extras on their lineup card. One of those already had to be used with Goods coming out of the game with an injury. That curveball drops in there for strike 2. So Malone in at third base has taken up one of those substitutions. So the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. That ball hit the center field, and that's going to get down in front of Decker for a single.
Coming back to the Royals, the designated hitter, number 43, Adams Espy. The DH, Espy.
So the RBI single continues the onslaught here for the Royals as they now have put up 6 runs here in the 4th inning and lead this game 11-2. Runners are still on second and first for the Royals as DH Adam Esty takes ball 1. Esty 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice. He walked earlier in this 4th inning and has come around to score one of those 6 runs. Currently finds himself in a 1-1 count right now. Here's the pitch. That one's just going to miss outside for a ball. The 2-1 pitch. That one hit off the end of the bat, fouled into the backstop. So the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Smith. Curveball. It's going to miss the outside corner for a ball. So again, the count full here, 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners should be on the move here on the pitch. That one going to get popped up, and it will get out of play off to our left. Full count pitch from Smith is going to miss inside. And Adam Esky going to make his way down to first.
That's good for green entrance tickets. Get your green entrance tickets. 400-716. 400-716. You want a Milltown gift card? Come on up behind the press box. Coming up to the Royals, right fielder number 1, Nikhil Hawley.
So the bases are loaded again here. It will be a left fielder, Nikhil Hawley, who digs in. First pitch from Smith is going to miss inside, and it will catch a piece of Hawley.
And fans on the white ticket, go class number 36. 0799-614. 0799-614 on the white ticket. Come on up to the room behind the press box. Coming out for the Royals, third baseman number 5, Dmitry Shakotko. Third base, Shakotko.
So on the hit by pitch, Hawley will pick up an RBI. That extends the Fredericton lead now to 12-2 in this one. So the Royals have scored 7 now in the 4th inning. Dmitry Shakotko steps in. He takes a big hack at that curveball, comes up empty for strike 1. Shakotko takes that pitch down and in for a ball. Runs the count now to 3-1. That ball belted to right field. And that is going to get out of the park. So that is a grand slam for Dmitry Shakotko.
Coming back for the Royals, the first baseman number 25, Corey Kavanaugh. First base, Kavanaugh.
So that home run off the bat of Shakotko, a grand slam, his 3rd on the season, will now extend the Fredericton lead to 16-2 in this one. As Corey Kavanaugh steps in now to face Smith. Off the hands to third base. Good play there from Jesse Malone. He's up, throws across the diamond. Good pick up there by Seth Harquail as he's able to snag that one. And that will end the bottom of the 4th inning for the Royals, but not before they put up a big number there with 11 runs.
11 runs on 3 hits. There are no one players only left on base. There's 4 after 4 complete. It is Fredericton 16 and Moncton 2. And we now like to welcome a couple members of the Saunders Family Foundation to the field. It is Buzz Saunders and daughter Sheena. Your fundraising initiatives, including the production and sale of 180 senior baseball books, Saunders Foundation will be able to support any baseball organizations with donations to Moncton Field of Dreams and Fredericton Minor Baseball for a pitching match. In addition, Thanks again to the Saunders Foundation for supporting baseball. They will be in touch with the winners with all 10 prize draws.
So as you probably heard there from public address announcer Billy Gibson, the Saunders family down in the field right now doing a draw for a raffle that they've been holding here for the last few months. The family has used the raffle as well as the sale of some of the books that Billy Saunders produced a little while ago. Has helped to fund a lot of athletes here in the province of New Brunswick to be able to go on to bigger and better things with the different baseball exploits, not only here in the province, but across the country as well. So a big thank you to Billy as well as the whole Saunders family for their support of athletes here in New Brunswick, as well as some different projects that they've been a part of as well. So we're just completing the draw down there, and as our PA announcer said, there will be a contact made with the 10 winners of those 10 prizes, or more than likely by Billy, who will make sure that all the winners are contacted. So big thank you to them for all their support here as we dial up and get ready to go here for the top of the 5th inning.
Just get the ticket. The game's almost over. Get the ticket and then they can go get the money when she's done.
So that pitch fouled off for strike 1. As LeBlanc swings through that one and tips it into the catcher's mitt for strike 2. LeBlanc due up or hitting right now. Brian Smith, the pitcher, due up second. So that pitch is going to miss inside for a ball. First baseman Seth Harquail is due up third this inning for the Mets. Again, reminder, following this one, we will have our CABC Baseball Player of the Game Award for this game, sponsored by Int Baseball. That player will be getting a nice CABC Baseball hat from us, which we will present following the game to them.
Just need the ticket. Yeah, just need the ticket.
We don't even have anything.
It doesn't matter.
Just
Just
give us
give us the ticket while we're getting the
So pitcher Brian Smith digs in now. Smith down on strikes for the second out here in the top of the 5th.
Coming back for the Mets, the first baseman, number 15, Seth Harquail.
So 2 outs here as Seth Harquail, little check swing, foul ball. That's going to leave the park for strike 1. Again, with the games here in New Brunswick, they are 7-inning games, so the 10-run rule does kick into effect after 4.5. That pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. So the count now, no balls and 2 strikes on Seth Harquail. That pitch going to find the outside corner. And that is a called strike 3, and that is the ball game. So for the Mets in the top half of the 5th inning, they scored no runs on no hits. There were no Fredericton errors, no runners left on base.
One score in this one is the Fredericton Simpson Building Contractor 16, the Moncton Mets 2. And we're still counting the 50-50. Find Jackie at the ticket booth. And you can
So the final score here from Royals Field in Marysville, New Brunswick, it is the Fredericton Royals victorious in this game by a score of 16-2. The Royals improved to 13-9 on the season. Good for third place right now in the league. While the Moncton Mets, they will drop to 3-19 on the season. We're just having a quick peek through our scorebook now as we're going to come up with our CABC baseball player of the game in this one. I would say by the looks of it, with a double and a home run, as well as 5 RBIs on the game, that is going to go to Dimitri Shikatko.
Number 20, Shane Sullivan.
So we will make sure that Dimitri gets that hat from us. We'll go visit him after.
Thank you for attending this evening. If you take travel phone, don't forget to get that 50-50 ticket. Check into the ticket booth.
So again, that's all from Royals Field here for this evening, and that will be all for our kind of tour through New Brunswick with our live stream. Again, 5 great games that we covered here throughout the week. We truly do appreciate all the support from our New Brunswick friends that follow along with the website as well as the podcast and the live stream. We appreciate you tuning into our game tonight. Again, the final score in this one, it is the Fredericton Royals 16, the Moncton Mets 2. The winning pitcher this game is Shane Sullivan. The losing pitcher for the Moncton Mets is left-hander Don Goods. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our next live stream action will be when we get back to Ontario, and it is the big dance coming up this coming weekend, as it will be the Ontario National Qualifying Tournament that will take place to see who the Ontario rep will be at the Canadian Men's Championships that will be taking place in Miramichi, New Brunswick, coming up August 20th to the 23rd. Thank you for joining in. Have a great evening, and take care.